Okay, well, we'd like to welcome you to the how to put your pump together on your pool. We do have this pool is a Coleman Power Still. It came with a pump and all the accessories. As you can see here, they're all backed up. You've got the clamps for the hoses. You've got, I think, 3 or 4, so 4 different hoses there. Initially, you will have 2 inlets and 1 outlet, as you'll see here. And just watch while we put this together. I made this video over a year ago and kind of dug it out of the archives because there was a lot of people that wanted to see the pump put together. Again, this is what I could provide for you at this time. So so the side of the pool's labeled A, B, C. So A is pulling the water into the pump, sorry, it's the other way around. A is pushing water into the pool, and the B and C are pulling water from the pool to be filtered. I can be honest with you, the filter is really trash on this pump. It's just terrible. So it only lasted us maybe a month, and then we were out looking for new filters. But this is the install video. Hope you enjoy. I can go through here. I'm not a huge expert on all the things to say and do. The instructions were awful. So all I know is you take these hoses and you push them onto the outlets, and I just went ahead and installed the longest hose and put the clamps over the top for what I could do, and then you're just more than welcome to watch it. So as you're using these clamps, you have to be really gentle and not strip them. That could be a huge issue, but the wing nuts really are a huge convenience because you don't have to get a tool out and use them at all. So just make sure you tighten them down, don't over tighten them. I think there's a nice gasket on the inside that seals. And yeah, so I was just kind of making this up as well as I was going. It's pretty simple to me as far as putting it together and making sure I'm doing it correct. You have several hoses that you have to splice into. You've got these 3 connector here where you can extend the hose around, and then one goes into location B, and then one goes from the pump to the T, and then one goes from the T to B, and then the other end goes from the other end to C. So you'll see here, and see those little black gaskets. You just want to make sure you don't, pop them out or break them in the midst of installing. And then there's some stoppers that gives you position of where the hose needs to be. So yeah, so that's how, and then you just take your connectors. Like I said, they're pretty easy to put on. I'd prefer doing this first before you put the hoses on the pool because it's hard to twist and get around when the pool is full of water. So and if you guys want to fast forward through this, it's fine. It's just this T is very important to extend out the B and C portion, which are the filters that pull the basically these are the ports that pull the water into the pump, and then you have A, which pushes water back into the pump, so after it's been filtered. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Again, like I said, I'm not an expert, but you can kind of see what's going on here. I'll come back on and we'll move to the next step. once you get them together, you might want to go over and test them out. Just make sure you have the right length. As you can tell there, one goes to C, one goes to B, one goes to the pump. This is the end that goes to the pump here. I apologize about getting dark. We've been putting the pull up all day, and I got a little bit of bursting energy, so I came out to put this together, but I didn't realize how dark it was getting. I'm wearing my GoPro at this point, just to be hands free here. So, but again, you want to tighten the wing nuts down, kind of just boop tight, because the gasket will create a seal, which is really important. So, and then you have your ports. So you have your two ports that look like waffles. They go on C and B, and then you have your out port, which goes on A, and you just again, inside the pool, you just put these in the pool side. Let's see here if I show how that's done. Yep, so you just boop, plop them right in there, and then you plop them right in the other, as you can see, just like that. And so when you go to install the hoses, you want to just make sure you put all your ports in first, and then yeah, sorry about it being so dark. I had to move the ladder out of the way. Just installed that. Really good ladder, by the way. Highly recommend it. Those two bars at the top really keep it durable. Anyway, back to the pump. So at this point, I think we're gonna go ahead and clip the power cord. Yeah, it's really important that you keep the power out of the water and off the ground, that kind of thing. But by installing it, it does get on the ground and whatnot. So just I put the filter or put the pump on the ground. I know a lot of people would probably disagree with me on that. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm just an ordinary mechanically sound person who doesn't know much about pools. So, but yeah, you just stick that in there. Make sure you hold the port on the other side, and then that all seals together. And then you take your B port, and like I said, I'm just following the video myself, just reminding myself of how I did this. You just go along, and then get your port lined up. Like I said, these hoses are huge, and they did really good here. My dog's helping me, obviously. He's being a good dog. So I gave up on that one, obviously, to hook this longer one up because it was annoying. But I do have the water running at this time, so it's filling. And oh man, look at all that darkness. Awesome. So I got that port hooked up, and then you got your second, this is your B port. And yeah, it's fairly simple. Once you get it all together, don't get intimidated by all the parts bags. And then we go back to get the clamps. It's really important to put the clamps on because I left the clamp off or loose, and it'll blow that hose right off there. Once it gets wet, it's slippery. So just take my word for it. But yeah, you want to make sure you put the clamps on there. Again, just hand tight because it creates a seal. And I think that's pretty much all there is. I'll let you guys watch the rest of the video. You just make sure you put all three clamps back on. You turn on your pump, let it fill up with water, prime it, and enjoy filtered pool water. And thanks so much for watching. it's the next day, just going out and checking the pump, and you can see that it's all hooked together, A, B, and C, and then just rolling around the pool. Beautiful blue. Just installed this sucker. Really impressed with the pool and how much it could weight and the capacity. So hope you guys enjoyed this pump install video. Again, like I said, I wish it was like daytime when I put it together, but you can see kind of, you know, what you're going with, and enjoy.